Welcome, guys. This is Claudette with Miss Puff Creative Corner, and I am going live again. And I am trying out a new stream studio. So if you're there on the sidelines watching, please come on in and make a comment. Let me know where you're from. I'm here in Orlando, Florida. And the time right about now is about 7:29. That's Eastern time. Hope you guys were having a great Monday. So if you guys are not familiar with me, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and Stampin' Up! Is like a paper crafting company. They sell, or we sell, I should say, inks, papers, designer series paper, a printed paper, if you will, glue, ribbons, blings to put on your projects. We carry like trimmers, scoring tools, scissors, embossing folders, stamps, that kind of a thing. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the new products that we got in. Early on this month, we launched a new catalog, so we have nice, exciting products. So I'm going to share that with you, and I'll be creating a card. So let me know if you guys are hearing me okay and seeing me okay. Like I said, I'm trying a new stream studio and I need to get feedback. The first time I did this, when I went tabletop to do the craft, you couldn't hear the sound. Someone said they had a couple glitches in the video. So those kind of things would be helpful for me. If you come on in and make a comment, that would be greatly appreciated. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be creating this card right here. Is a different fold. I think it's like a book fold. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be creating with some designer series paper. And it's a floral print. How many of you guys like flowers? You know, Mother's Day is just left, and even for my birthday, my husband and my kids know, try not to get me flowers. Give me some chocolate, something I could eat. You know, the flowers kind of die. You know, my mother-in-law and my mom, they love plants and they love flowers. My mother-in-law used to come over and she'll plant in my yard. And then after she plants, she'll come back maybe a couple weeks after, and then they'll be like half dead. And she's wondering like, oh, you didn't water the plants, but I just don't do well with plants. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go down and face you down on the table, and we'll go ahead and start doing some crafting. All righty. So this is a beautiful suite here that we will call it a suite. They have a different collection. So this is Pansy Petals. And I only got the designer series paper. So I only got the designer series paper, and that is called the Pansy Petals. It's 12 by 12, and you get a design on each side. So look at all the beautiful projects that you could create with this suite. So they have the stamp set, and they have dies that comes with it too as well. If you could see that down here. So there's a lot of dies that comes with this set. I didn't even know what a pansy flower was, you know. I've seen the flower before in the store, but I've never known that was what it's called. So that's a beautiful set. So we're going to go ahead and create the card. Let me just show you the designer series paper. So they have these with some large little leaves. They have different hues of green. So these you could also cut out by hand. You know, you don't really have to get the dies for this. You could really cut those out by hands. And they have nice gingham prints. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All those pansy flowers. I love, 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 love this yellow. I think we call this a bumblebee or a bumblebee yellow. And then they have the larger pansy and medium-sized pansy. It looks like a little man, right? With his nose and bushy eyebrows and a mustache. All right, so then you have this print on the other side. I'm hoping you guys could see okay. So now they have the larger the flowers with the stems and the leaves. That's really, and this is on a white background. You have a couple bumblebees in there. So you have the flowers with the stems here too, but instead of the white background, you have a green background. I'm hoping those colors are coming out okay for you guys. And you have little small little flowers here. You have some reds, purples, yellows. And again, on this side, you have the gingham. And then I just want to show you some of the new color ink pads that we have. And just to let you see how it looks next to this paper right here. So this is what they call like a pale papaya. So you could see that color right in here. So every year, Stampin' Up! Introduces 5 new colors, and they take out the 5 older ones, and they stick around for about 2 years. So in this one here, Soft Succulent. Let's see if you could see it in this print. I don't think I see it there, but you could see it right in this. Is that lighter green. So we have the Fresh Freesia. That's a purplish pink. I love it. So you could see that one in there. Then we have a Polish Pink. Take that glare off. And this nice deep green here is called Evening Evergreen. That's beautiful. That'll be nice with your Christmas cards. Hi, Miss Marianne. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you could hear everything okay. I'm testing out my new, this new live stream. All right, so let's start with our card. So you need a base card, and that's measuring 8.5 by 5.5. I already scored it down the middle, which would be 4 1/4. And this green is that new color, Soft Succulent. Okay, this is the ink pad that goes with it. So what I'm going to do is get my scoring tool. I'm going to bring that in. Thanks for that feedback, Marianne. Greatly appreciated. Put my cut in there. So we're going to score this at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to bring this over to 3.5. Bring up my scoring blade. So once you score that and you did it in half, then you scored it at 3.5. So you're going to fold it back there. So it's going to give you sort of like a book fold. So I'm going to take my bone folder and just make that crease nice and crisp. All right. So I went ahead and cut that designer series paper, and I cut this down. This is measuring 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And so I'm just going to glue that down here to the top of the base of our card. Make sure I have that right side up, and look at that beautiful stripe on there. And I'm just using my wet glue, okay? And I'll try to get that in the center and an even amount of the green. Along the edges there, okay? So next what I'm going to do is bring in some ribbon. And this is like maybe 16 1/2 inches on the ribbon. And I think this is in rich raspberry. I featured this ribbon on our previous video that I did, previous live stream. And what I'm going to do is just come up here and tie a knot. Let me undo that and try it again because it's not tight enough for me. How many of you guys like creating bows? And especially when you're live, huh? Alrighty, that's not bad there. And then I'm just gonna put a glue dot to the back of that to hold the knot in, and then I'll trim those edges down. And let's just put a glue dot there. Just bring my scissors in, and then we're just gonna trim this down. So next what I'm going to do is take some multi-purpose glue and just glue this section down so it'll be closed down. And then I was inspired with this card from Dana at the Creativity Cave. She has some awesome projects that she does. Let me just prime my glue. I left it open. And my hand could be heavy-handed when it comes to this liquid glue. Thanks for joining, Cheryl, where you're watching from. And then let's go ahead and see if that would close down there. I'm just going to turn it this way, take my bone folder and kind of just press that down. Just want to seal that down nicely because with the ribbon, add some bulk to that. And let that glue set. And So next what we're going to do, I went ahead and die cut out some labels, and I use the Tasteful Label dies. And they have some nice labels here, some nice dies to create labels. I use these two right here. And I cut out the larger one, I cut out in some vellum. And then the smaller one, I just cut out in some white cardstock. So the nice thing about the vellum is that when you have printed paper, you have a nice layer with your two labels, but you have such a pretty printed paper, you don't want to hide all the print. And plus, if it's busy, you want to break up some of that busyness. Okay, so the vellum is nice for that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp on the white cardstock, and I am going to stamp thanks on that. So from our Nate stamp set, they have, I like the big fonts. So they have this thanks right here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that up. And I'm going to be using the evening green ink color. So let's go ahead and ink this up and get that right in the center. And that came out lovely. First, when I saw the evergreen, the evening evergreen, I thought it was kind of dark. I really didn't too much like it, but it's really a pretty green. So next, what I'm going to do is get some dimensionals. And I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. Three should be enough. I'll peel those back ends off. Then I'm going to bring in the vellum label. And I'm just going to center that in the middle. And so what's nice also about this is when you have this white piece on the top, you're going to add your glue just to the back where the white is. Because when you add glue to vellum, if there's nothing covering it up, that glue would be seen. So now I'm just going to add some glue to this and just here to and I just don't want to add too much that it will seep out. Then we'll just bring this down here to the bottom. And let that set. I am going to add some ladybugs. We had some ladybugs trinkets in our seasonal catalog, which ends the end of June. I don't know if you could see that it's a ladybug. There's these little little ladybugs. It's hard to see. So what I did is I took one of our alcohol marker. This is in the Real Red. And I just colored that, I have glue all over my fingers, ladybug. So I'm just going to add that ladybug right down here to the corner. See, with the Tombow glue, it gets so sticky. I'm going to go to my my art glitter glue here. I'm just going to add a little dab right here because when it dries clear and it's not sticky. But this Tombow glue gets so sticky. Let's see. I'm just going to add the ladybug right there. Maybe. Okay. Can't fuss with that too much. All right. So for the inside now, what you're going to do is the inside, that's going to be measuring, um, the inside is going to be measuring 3¼ by 5¼ okay, to the same size as the outside card. But I am going to go ahead and leave my blank. I usually leave my insides blank until the occasion arrives, so I could give a saying, a sentiment for that special occasion. So what do you guys think? Let's just open that up. This is just a different fold. So you could use that with anything. You could get creative and do all sorts of stuff with that fold. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everything went well. You got creative value from this. Thank you, Marianne. Simple is nice. Yes, I agree. Very simple but classy. Thank you. So until next time, you guys could check out my other YouTube videos. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for all your support, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.